Hey everyone, today we have the most comprehensive beginner guide for set 12. It's called Magic and Mayhem, and as you can imagine, there's a lot of mayhem, and I'm here to show you how to navigate through it. I started playing TFT all the way since it came out in set 1. I hit Challenger on 2 different accounts at the time. Since then, I played in a bunch of different tournaments, made a lot of TFT content, so hopefully this video will be able to help you out. So first things first, you can play on phone or PC. I play on PC personally, but it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is press the TFT button over here or press the play button. We'll do it through the TFT way. We have the new set over here, and then just go to quick play. So it gives you a little intro over here, which kind of is enough, not really, like to just play the game, sure, it's enough, but you won't really understand what's going on. You're kind of just clicking buttons because there's no real tutorial out there, in my opinion at least, except for the ones created by me in the previous sets, of course. But here you can pick whoever you want to use as your avatar, or little legend as we like to call it. Unfortunately, if you make a new account, some will not be unlocked, but you could buy them in the shop if you really care. There are arena skins, which are pretty decent, and then there's also some booms you could get into. We'll get more into that later though. But here, I just want to press find match, and then eventually something will pop up. Once it pops up, you just press accept, and then as long as everyone else does the same thing, you are good to go. TFT is a great game if you love strategy games. That's going to be where this kind of really falls into place. Turn-based strategy, it's like a fake turn-based strategy because you have like a timer going on. You can't take unlimited time because there are other people in the game, but essentially every round something new happens. You could improve your team, buy new units for your team, make some items for them, get a little upgrades here and there. We'll get into each and every one of this, but whether you're a completely new player or returning for set 12, hopefully there's something you could learn from this. So this little tip at the very start, in standard TFT, win or lose back-to-back rounds to get bonus streak gold. That's something pretty important. We'll talk about how to get gold, what streaks are, because they are pretty important on learning how to play. But the game's gonna start out here. The first thing we do is choose a portal for the game. It's essentially, you know how in like a roguelike or something like that, you get like a different map at the beginning, but it's kind of the same, but a little different. So you could start with a 3-cost champion. You could start with Golden Finale. The last augment will be gold. More on augments later. Or we could do a Crab Rave. Crab Rave is what people generally like because you get a ton of loot there, which everyone loves. So dancing crabs replace monsters and drop bonus loot, but crabs on stage 5+ are extremely dangerous. So actually, wow. So it's not always a democracy. We had like 5 people voting for Crab Rave, but 3-cost champion got picked, which means we start the game with a 3-cost champion on our bench over here. Normally you get a 1-cost, so this one gives us a little bit of an extra boost. We got Ezreal. He's a portal and a blaster unit. These things over here are traits. They're little bonuses he can get if you activate his trait. So synergistic units work well together, and units that share a trait unlock different bonuses. So if we play 3 portals, we'll get like a 200 shield and a small portal. Let's try to do that. We have a Zoe here, which is a portal unit. You can read their little traits here on the little name cards there. And you could buy champions. We have 4 gold right now. And Soraka costs 1 gold. Warwick costs 1 gold. Everyone costs 1 gold right now. As we get a bit later into the game, we'll be able to buy more and more expensive units. But gold is super important, as we talked about before. But these little minions drop what's called loot boxes. And it could come with items, it could come with champions. We got a Mordekaiser before. This time we got a sword and a rod. These can build items. You could right click them and you could see every single item combination you could build with that particular item component. Do we have any other portals here? No. Okay, we do have some 2-cost though. Do we care about that? I probably want to buy the 2 Aries because, whoa, it gives me scholars. See, we activated a nice little trait there. Both Zoe and Ari are scholars. You could tell that by hovering over them. It'll highlight all the scholars on your bench, and it's pretty useful tool. But we want to buy the 2 Aries because if you get 3 copies of a unit, you get an upgraded unit. Hopefully we'll be able to see what that is like in a little bit. But here we get our first augments. We have Chrono Crest, Unified Resistance, Sleight of Hand. Chrono's a different trait. I don't think I really want that. I kind of want to focus more on the portals and scholars right now. So what you can do if you don't like one of them, you could press this little reroll button. It'll give you a new augment. Unified Resistance, Sleight of Hand. These are all pretty nice and dandy. You can read more about this on one of the websites I run called teamfight.lol. It has every single augment, every single champ information there is, so you could kind of pick and choose. But I'm going to do Sleight of Hand for this game. But honestly, most augments are pretty decent. So here we have a nice little interesting thing in our shop. It's called a charm. Charms are a new mechanic in TFT, and essentially you could just buy it and get a nice little bonus. We paid 0 gold for a training dummy, like why wouldn't I take that? And we have a Thieves Gloves here. I'm just gonna drop it on the Ari for now. We got this from the augment. Some augments give items, some augments give like buffs to your team, some augments give gold. They're all like generally pretty useful stuff, but I'm just gonna put them on some of my units, why not? And I really wanna find another Ari and perhaps another portal unit. That'd be probably what I'm looking for, but none of these units kind of match that. You could buy them if you want. You don't lose anything if you buy them. Not now, at least. But sometimes it could be confusing, so you don't want to like clog up what's called your bench space down here, all these like little slots that you could hold units in. But now we could do something quite interesting. So first things first, we could buy Jace, which is a portal unit, and you may notice we can only field 3 champions right now. However, if we press the buy XP button, you can see we're 4 out of 6 XP right now. We could actually level up and gain an additional unit slot. So boom, we got portal, we dropped the Jason, we actually have another copy of Jace, that's pretty cool. And then we could kind of chill with everyone else. Jace is the 3rd portal unit. You could right click portal or actually just hover over portal over here and then highlight over every single champion, be like, oh, we need a Galio, Caston, Ryze, Taric, Nora, and Yumi. That'd be pretty cool. Or you could get a portal emblem. Portal emblems are kind of like extra items which give a trait. So I could build an item like we have here, the Thieves Gloves, which each round equip 2 random items. Bit of a more advanced item, I would say, but instead of building this, you could get a portal emblem if you get this little golden spatula, which is kind of like a theme of TFT. So we don't have that yet, but I probably do want one of those eventually. But let's think about, oh, nice, another Zoe. We could buy that. Kind of unlucky here. We have 3 units where we have duplicate copies of Zoe, Jace, and Ari. These are called pairs, so a little bit unfortunate. But back on the gold topic, you could hover over this little gold icon here and see you have total income possible 7. So we have 5 from passive income. You get 5 gold every round. And then interest, max of 5, but we're getting 0 right now. But we could sell this Mordekaiser and get to 11 gold. And now we see that we get +1 interest right there. Every 10 gold, you could bank up and get 1 extra gold from interest. So if I have 20 gold, I get 2 gold. If I have 30 gold, I get 3 gold, but it's max of 50. So at 50 gold, I get 5, and at 100 gold, I also get 5. But it's still nice to have a ton of gold, right? We also get gold based on our win and loss streak, and we also gain a gold every time that we win. So you do want to win, but if you have a horrible start to your game, and let's say you can't field 3 portal like we're doing right now, or like the 2 scholar that we're fielding, it's not the end of the world, because if you lose streak, you still get bonus gold if you get a huge streak going, which is definitely well worth it. All right, so we are in the carousel stage. This is where you pick another item and a champion that you could add to your team. Normally you want to focus in on the item. So I want to play around Ezreal. It seems that he's more of an attack damage champion, or I could play around other portal units such as Ryze, which is an ability power champion. So we have this Rod over here. Maybe we want to get him another item that kind of complements that. Actually, I'm going to go for this bow. I know that because I could click this eye icon at the top. Well, I'll show you next carousel, but Vex is a portal unit, so I'm actually wrong. Vex is a mage unit and Chrono. That's my bad. It looks like a portal unit though, but we do get this bow. We could build this item called Guinsoo's Rage Blade. It's actually a really good item on Ryze, and some things you just have to know. But luckily, there are resources out there such as bunnymuffins.lol/meta where you can get the best comps every single week. So you just go here, click on Meta Snapshot, and I have like all the comps written out here. And by the time this video comes out, everything will be updated. So just go there and you can see what the best comps are and what items to build on them. For example, if we click on the Portal comp or like a Ryze comp, we have the Scholar Ryze comp down here. You can see that, oh, Rage Blade, Archangel's Gunblade, great on Ryze. So probably want to build those on someone. My bad on the Vex being a Chrono, not a Portal. I just kind of mixed that up. Oh, I forget. We could have bought this charm here. We could always just buy it now, right? Oh, it disappeared. It's okay. We get the Ari 2-star over here. Very nice. We didn't actually lose anything from buying that charm because you can only get 1 charm per round, and that charm cost me 0 gold. Charms show up every 3 shops. So rounds 2, 1, and forward, charms appear every 3 shops. Rounds 5, 1, and forward, charms appear every 2 shops. And it also shows you how many rerolls until the next charm happens. Onto rounds, like you might be wondering what's round 2-1, what's round 5-1. Round 2-1 is this little number you see on the top here where my mouse is. And It's essentially what stage it is or what round it is. Stage is the first number, so we're in stage 2, round 6. And there are 7 rounds each stage. So essentially, once we get to the 5th one, we'll start getting charms every 2 shops instead of every 3 shops. And you get a new shop every round, but you could also reroll for your shop. So we could press this reroll button over here. I'm going to wait because it's not really worth it to do it right now. But you could essentially get a new shop and therefore upgrade your team by seeing more champions. All right, they really want us to play Vex because there's another Vex here. Maybe not worth it. Let's look on the left to see who we could put in for this 5th slot. We have Arcana, Blaster, Shapeshifter, Witchcraft. Let's throw in this Swain then. He was a Shapeshifter. We could throw that in. There's actually a unit that's a Witchcraft and a Shapeshifter. The name is Nico. So that would be the most ideal thing ever, but we don't always get what we want in life. Sometimes we get like a backup. So we'll just settle for the Swain for now. And ooh, nice, we get some items there. Do we want to play the Rise comp or do we want to play like all in on portals? Let's go all in on portals. That seems kind of fun. We'll see what builds we get and we'll go from there. So we got a lot of different items here. Ideally, you want to match your team comp to whatever items you get, but I'm pretty intent on going portals this game, just to kind of simplify things a little bit. Okay, Crystal Ball, 0 gold, reveal who your next opponent is. So you see the sword icon on the right-hand side here? That's who we're gonna be facing next. So we could click there. We could see that this player is kind of AFK because there's a bunch of stuff on his bench. And we could kind of look at his board, see if we could beat it. Maybe we position a different way if we know we're facing him. But right now, I'm gonna itemize some of my units. So I'm going to build the Rage Blade. I really like that item on Rise. Ezreal's an attack damage dealer, so maybe I could do like a Death Blade on him, 2 swords. That way he might be a little bit strong, and yeah, that's all you have to do. Pretty simple stuff. But every round you could face approximately like 3 different people. You'll know that because there will be a sword icon next to their names, but since we bought that charm, and you could hover over your icon here on the right and see we got Crystal Ball, it reveals who we're facing. And you could also see what other people took as charms. So I could click on this person over here. They took Minor Gambit. If you win your next player combat, gain 2 gold. This person over here, all 3s. You could essentially scout around and see what other people are doing. Maybe they're going for the same champions as you are. Maybe they got like a really interesting crown. All right, what is this? Gain a random component for every 3 charms you purchase this game, max of 4. Inspiring Epitaph, when a unit dies, nearest ally gains 20% max health and 20% attack speed, and then you have my bow. Okay, I don't really feel like playing around charms. I'm gonna re-roll that. All that shimmers, this one gives you like a really cool item. Bit more complicated, I'll skip that one for now. Let's just do the one in the middle, Inspiring Epitaph. This one's just like a general combat augment, as people like to call it. It's just generically good. It just strengthens your team. No real like crazy stuff going on there. So it's a pretty simple one to kind of start off with. But back to your opponents. The reason why you want to look at what your opponents are doing is because you want to see if they're going for the same team comps as you. Because in TFT, all these units you see here, 1, 2, 3 gold, it goes all the way up to 5. You can see these percentages over here to see how often they show up in your shop. But essentially, every champion is kind of like a card in a deck. There's only one of them, but luckily they're duplicate copies. So for example, in a standard deck of 52 cards, there are 4 aces, let's say. The suits don't matter as much in TFT, but that means we have only so many Ezreals in the deck or in the champion pool. So we want to make sure that we're the only ones going for our team comp so that it's easier to hit that team comp. If another person's kind of competing with you for it, it's not the end of the world. It just means you have to see more cards or like show more shops in order to get whatever comp you want. All right, we have an interesting unit here. We have this Hui unit, which is a blaster. I do kind of want blasters, so let's go ahead and level up here, pressing the buy XP button and drop Hui in. You may have noticed earlier in the game, we kind of leveled up without pressing the buy XP button. And the reason why that happens is because you gain passive XP every single turn. So every turn you gain 2 experience. So you kind of have like the march of time always going off on you. So if you really can't afford buying XP, sometimes it happens automatically. Oh wow, we're facing off against someone with a lot of upgrades. You could tell they're upgraded because it's a right-click them. It says 2-star on the top right, but they also have this like silver little marker on the left hand of their HP bar. So this person has 1, 2, 3, 4 different upgraded units. That's actually a very powerful team. You'd actually check out a summary of their team by clicking on this little sword icon on the top right, opening up the arrow and checking out their team there. So they actually had 5 upgraded units. That's a lot for this point in the game. But you can notice, did they get that for free? And the answer is no. If you look on the right-hand side here, you see that they only have like 1 little gold pouch. We have 4 of them. Let's go to where we are. We have 4 of them. That each pouch represents 10 gold. So we know that they only have 10 gold, whereas we have 40 gold or 40-ish gold. So they did have to spend money to get all those upgrades, which is definitely a good sign for us, because if they got that for free, that'd be a little lucky. Luck does play a big role. Oh, there's a Rise we were talking about. Let's pick him up. We want him for sure. He's a portal unit. We want him to be our main carry. We might even sell this Ezreal, drop the Guinsoo's Rage Blade onto our Rise, because Rise works really well with that. He also gives us another Scholar. So we want Bard and Rise there. Okay, not bad. Oh, nice. Perfect. We got another Ezreal. So I'm going to sell this Ezreal. Even though we want Ezreal upgrade, I still want the Rage Blade on my Rise. Once you put an item on a unit, it's very difficult to get it off of them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But let's drop Ezreal back in. Put it in over Hui. Ezreal's really good with the Deathblade item. Actually, I'm going to remove Zoe. We had 4 Portal and 3 Blaster. So that means that we're kind of being a little redundant with our little trait things over here, because Scholars, they only give you bonuses at 2, 4, and 6 Scholar. Portal, 3, 6, 8, and 10 Portal. So being at 4 Portal is the same as being at 3 Portal. So it's not that big of an upgrade. So I'll just drop the Zoe. I'll keep her on my bench though, because I'll probably need her later. Oh, Galio. We should probably sell this Vex, buy this Galio here. That's another Portal unit. Even if we played both of these, we'd only have 5. So we definitely want to get the 6th one. Who's that going to be? Kassadin. Okay, so we want Kassadin. One thing you could do that's kind of cool is click this little team planner on the top right here. Oh, nice. We got a Kassadin. I'm not going to buy him yet, though, because I want to show you the team planner. We can take a snapshot of our board to get like a copy of our board there, and then we could add in units we want to play. So we want Galio, we want Kassadin, and we want Nora and Yumi, for example. And then we can see here that Kassadin starts like shining in your shop. So it's a nice little trick you could use if you don't know every single unit that belongs in your team. They could kind of be highlighted if you press into the team planner. I'm going to sell this Ari, drop this Thieves Gloves. I'll drop it on Kassadin for now, just because it's on my board. Units on your bench don't really contribute. You can only use them later. So I'm just going to sell them off and put them on the units that are actually on my board. So that way I get to make use of the items. I want to build something with these other items here. What should it be? Maybe I want to save the Tear for the Rise. Rise is kind of like a mage, so Tear's decently useful on him. These other ones, I should probably build something though. So I could click on an item, and of course there's the right click method that we talked about before, and you could see what items it could build based on whatever's highlighted, but you could also left click on them and hover them over other items, and it shows you what you can build there. So we could build like a guard breaker to deal damage. We could do like a quicksilver to deal damage. Oh, we got a bunch of cool new stuff here. So I definitely want the Ezreal and the Galio. And since I copied over my current board the other time, we have Ari on our team, but maybe I don't want to play her, because maybe I'm just going all in on portals. Maybe don't need the Scholars as much, because Zoe and Rise are both portals and Scholars, so they kind of complement each other already. I probably don't need the Hui and the Swain. And so we got 7 units here for 7 portal. We need the 8th one, Tarek. That's who I'm missing. So let me find Tarek over here. And there we go. We have 8 portal there. Let's go ahead and pick up the loot. Okay. And we got a bunch of decent stuff. Okay, next combat. After 10 seconds, stun all enemies for 1.5 seconds. Sure, let's just buy that one for fun. Can we level up here? We have 88 gold. That means not going to gain bonus interest from that. We only get max of 5. So we might as well spend our gold down to like whatever it is to level up. And let's put someone in. Who should we put in? I'm actually going to drop in this little Wukong over there. Wukong's like a flexible unit. He can kind of do or fit in any team comp, because he doesn't actually have a trait bonus. He's called a druid, but his abilities and stats are in hand. So he's like a super unit to balance him out. But we want to build some items. I'm going to build this guard breaker on Rise. It's a glove and this belt. It's an okay item on him. It's not the best one, but you do need to like use whatever items you have on your board. If not, you might just die out. And also, we're at 60 gold. We might want to get some upgrades because we're facing some strong teams. So we could press this reroll button over here, and we can get new shops, as we've talked about before. There's a Galio. That's a Galio upgrade, pretty decent. You want to be careful rerolling towards the end of the round because the shop refreshes every new round. So you don't want to like reroll by spending gold and then all of a sudden it's a new round and then you're like, hey, I like wasted my roll. Oh, cool. We got a portal crest. That's really nice there. I probably want portal crest, so that means I should re-roll the other ones to see if I get something ridiculously better than this one. But since we're going into a lot of portals or playing a lot of portals, I want to just get portal so that we get this extra crest. We could drop it on like Wukong for now. And yeah, that's pretty good. Let's roll a bit more though. You could also hit the D key to re-roll, but we could also buy this little thing. We get a golden dummy. Hopefully that's not me. Hopefully I'm not a dummy. We have the Zoe. We could go for like a Zoe 3-star by getting 9 copies of her, but it's a little hard to do that right now because she's a 1-cost unit. And you can see our shop odds down here. 19% chance for a 1-cost unit. Probably not going to happen. We'd have a higher chance at level 7 to get like these blue units, which are 3 costs. But I think we want to actually get like this Caston, this Ezreal, this Jace. So let's roll a little more. We already have Galio. Probably don't need him either. There we go. We got an Ezreal there. And we got some little gold from our little charm. Our charm was gain a dummy for 1 round. Your dummy drops gold as they take damage. Oh, I meant to build an item. I want to build Adaptive Helm on someone. Adaptive Helm's a great item. It's both like a mana item and a tank item, depending on what you do with it. So combat starts, you gain different bonuses based on starting position. If you're in the front 2 rows, you gain 40 armor and magic resistance. And you also gain 1 mana when struck by an attack. In the back 2 rows, you gain 20 ability power and gain 10 mana every second. So I'm going to drop that on Wukong. I think I'm going to swap him out for someone else later. But we did get the Galio upgrade. That's very nice. Still want like 1 more upgrade, but maybe we could look for it at level 8 because I want Rise upgrade. He's going to be the strongest thing for our team. So I think what we want to do is, what portal are we missing? We're missing Taric and Nora and Yuumi. You can see here, Rise is a purple unit because he costs 4 gold. We only have a 10% chance to see him in each little slot in our shop. When we level up, we get better odds of that. So maybe we go level 8 to find him instead. So after this round, I'm going to level up and then I'm going to roll down a bit for my Rise and hopefully hit a Taric also. That way we can play around with 8 portal. 8 portal would be pretty cool, you know? We got slaughtered by this team. Unfortunate. They have a 3-star unit, this golden unit. That means they got 9 copies of Elise, which is absolutely bonkers. All right, let's see what happens in this little carousel. Is there a Nora or Yuumi here? No. There is a Rise, though. Maybe we just go for Rise, just to make it a little easier for us. Sometimes you want items, sometimes you want gold. Both of them would have worked here. I could have gotten this little rod on the Katarina. That way we could build Archangel Staff. It's a really good item. It is the one shown on my website here. We have Rage Blade, Archangels, and Hextech Gunblade. Pretty cool stuff there. But this game I'm going to go for the Rise so we get 2 copies of him. I'm going to level up, roll down, and try to get a bit more immediate power. So let's see how that works out here. So I'm going to press level up a bunch, and then we're going to roll until we hit some cool stuff. This one's pretty cool. Oh, did I miss Nora? No, that was Lilia. Or not Lilia, Milio. There's Wukong, sure. I got a bunch of free rerolls from that little charm, so I'm going to wait a bit and see what we kind of get. Nope, seems like it's over. So we did not get everything that we wanted. Unfortunate. I think I'm going to hold on to this little Xerath, though. And here we could build a Redemption. Pretty solid tank item. I'm going to drop that on Wukong for now. He's a great item holder, which means that you could kind of just throw stuff on him, and then you could sell him later if you find like a better unit to use stuff on. So that's pretty cool. We want to get that 8th portal unit because we get a bigger shield from 6 to 8, and we also get a larger portal, which gives out different stuff. So really hurting that we did not hit that Taric or that Nora and Yuumi. Okay. Still not hitting them? I don't really like this charm. Okay. So we have Jace upgraded already. We have 2 rises in. I could play Xerath instead. So one thing to note is that we have 30 gold right now. So you could say, like, should I roll down now or roll down a bit later? And you gain interest every turn, right? So I don't want to spend all my gold unless I'm really desperate. And you also gain interest against the neutral rounds, which is the last round of every stage. You saw that we faced like some golems before, some wolves before, but essentially, since you gained a free interest round during that time, you might as well not spend your gold right before it. So I'm going to save up the 30 gold here, wait till the next round, and hopefully with that extra round of interest, we could hit our team because we're a bit low. You could look on the right-hand side to see our health. We're at 37 health right now. Not ideal at all. We are in, let's see what place we're in. We're in 6th place. Oh no, 5th place. Okay, 5th place isn't horrible. There are 8 players, so we're almost in the top half, but not quite yet. Our team is decently weak, I'm not going to lie there. And we should probably just buy random legendary units. Okay, we see this little Diana here. You can tell they're legendary because they glow yellow in the shop, or like they're orange in the shop. That's kind of cool. We have our Xerath out, but we really want Taric and Nora, because yeah, the 8 portal buff is pretty sizable compared to what we had before. Right, we get what's called an item anvil over there. We could sell these units, get up to 42 gold, and then we could pop this and get like a nice little thing in our shop. I'm gonna go for a bow. We could build like a static ship with that on our rise. And then let's roll down again. Okay, there's Milio. I don't really care about that. Perfect Taric. I'm gonna drop you in over Xerath. Actually, I think I'm going to sell Wukong and play this tank items on our Taric. He's our main tank. Put this portal emblem on our Xerath and roll down a bit more. We definitely need something a bit more powerful. We need this upgraded Rise and Taric. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to sell the left side of our bench. Actually, maybe we keep Milio. Maybe we could do 4 Scholar with the portal. So I could play Milio over Xerath and then another Scholar when we level up. So maybe we could plan for that. Okay, thank God we won this round. Our health is looking a little low. We're at 25 life, which means if we lose 2 rounds in a row approximately, we'll probably lose the game. So we need to we need to shape up. Gain a spatula. That doesn't really help us that much. None of these. Sure, we'll take this. It's a nice little combat thing. And it doesn't show up in our shop anymore, so that we get 1 more shop, because you can only get 1 charm per round. How badly do I want this Taric? He is pretty key to our team. I'll buy this Bard. He's another Scholar, so we could play 4 Scholar next turn. If we sell this Xerath, drop in Milio and Bard. That'd be pretty good. All right, how much to get to level 9? We have 33 gold. It costs 68 gold. You get around like a little more than 10 gold per round. You could hover over here, but you can get extra gold from the carousel because you get a unit, so you could sell that. So approximately you could get around like 10 gold per round. So maybe we also get 2 XP per round. So we're about like 34 gold off right now. So in 3 turns, 1, 2, 3, we can level up to level 9 and get pretty strong. But again, we only have 2 lives. That's going to be tough, So essentially, like, you could estimate your life total in this stage in the game to be like a little bit more than 10 health is what you take for every loss. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. There's this whole like complicated formula for it, but essentially it's around there. So you can kind of estimate. So the person in first place probably can lose like 5 times, around like 15 health per round. The guy in second place, 44 life, probably 4 lives, maybe even 3 in some cases. It really depends. The later on in the game it is, the more damage you take from losses. So you do have to keep that in mind. But hopefully we win like just one of them, because we really need to get to level 9. We get to play 4 Scholar. That'd be really, really cool for us. All right, let's see what happens though. This person might beat us. He has a 3-star Castellan that seems a little scary. Maybe our Xerath pops off. He's doing a bunch of damage. Holy cow. We killed not Rise, we killed the Castellan. That's really, really good. Wow, we actually won this round. All right, so that's perfect. That means we could live until we get level 9. and hopefully we hit what's called a power spike after that. Power spike is just like you spike, you get a bunch stronger in like a short amount of time. It's overall very, very good. So we need one more item. Maybe I could itemize... I don't even know. We'll get another Rage Blade. I'll put this Rage Blade on my Ezreal, Xerath, or even Milio that I'll play later. Rage Blade's good for like generating mana. You gain mana every time you auto attack. You gain 10 mana, but Scholars, they gain 3 bonus or 5 bonus. Next combat, if you win, gain 8 gold. If you lose, gain 12 XP. That's pretty good for us. We like gold. We like XP. That's essentially what we were trying to do. I'll drop this on Xerath for now. All right, so we'll level up next turn for sure, right? Because we get the gold from each round, and then we also have this little charm that gives us a bunch of gold. So we should be able to hit level 9 next round. Uh-oh, what team is this? We're facing off against this guy over here. You could click on their icons on the right-hand side and see what team they're running. So this person's running 5 Eldritch. Decent comp, I would say. But he doesn't really have that big of a carry. He's running an Ashe carry, but remember we saw Ashe before. Ashe is a 1-cost unit, so 1-cost units typically do not beat 4-cost units, and even though our team isn't really that strong, his isn't either as of yet, but maybe later on once they get Briar, which is the legendary Eldritch unit, they could get a ton stronger. So that's perfect. We won. We got a bunch of gold. Let's go ahead and level up here. And let's take out Xerath, drop in Milio, drop in Bard. We got 7 Scholar now, perfect. We'll put Portal on our Milio, put the Rage Blade on Milio, and there we are good to go. I know I said, well, let's buy the charm as well. It's like a combat charm. I know I said not to level up before the neutral round, but when you're 25 life and you have 2 losses before you die, each round counts. So I don't care too much about that little rule I made before. That more so applies in like stage 2, stage 3, things like that. But later on in the game, your health means a lot more than how much gold you have. So in the beginning of the game, I'd say prioritize getting a lot of gold. Later on in the game, I'd say prioritize making your board as strong as possible. Board meaning like whatever team you're running. And yeah, trying to preserve your health, because health becomes super duper duper important later on. Come on, Rise. I believe you can do this. He's throwing a... Oh, no. Not enough, even though we leveled up. That's crazy. Our team's actually pretty decent. We do need the Taric too. We got Milio too. Are other people running Taric too? That could be the case. I don't see any Tarics. Because again, you share the champion pool with everyone else. So if a lot of people are buying Tarics, you don't get too many of him. But it doesn't seem anyone else is going for Taric. So it might just be unlucky that we have not hit an upgraded Taric yet. But let's see what this dragon drops. Later on in the game, you face dragons, and they're super powerful, but you still beat them most of the time. Like, almost all the time you beat them. But they give extra loot, so we'll get a bunch of gold there. We could sell this, and we get an item armory, or item anvil. You could just sell this in your shop, and you get a choice of a bunch of different items. Ooh, that's unlucky. We could have used this on our Rise, but he's already full items, and we can't really take items off of him. I think we're going to go with a... Let's do a Bramble Vest. Screw it. We need one other tank item. Oh, there's Nora and Yuumi. Let's roll a bit. Wow. No Taric. We should play this Nora, though. I'll take out Jace for Nora. Jace is like a 1-cost unit. Nora's a 5-cost unit, so Nora has to be better, right? In like most cases. Please win this round, because I made a mistake. I did not play Nora, and I did not hit Taric too. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. Oh, we're in top 4 already. So what people count as a win is getting top 4. Some people say, oh, only if you like completely win, that's a win. But if you get top 4, you gain LP, or like you gain rating. So most people consider top 4 a win. Oh, by the way, you could also spectate other people's fights by like clicking on them in case your fight ends a bit early. Oh, there's Taric finally. So we'll do that, take out Jace, put in this Nora, and we get this little Yuumi here, so it's a best friend trait from Nora. I'm just gonna drop it on one of my better units, either Taric or Rise. And hopefully this team does something. Let's buy this, sure. Gain a temporary Dragon Claw. We'll drop that on Galio. It's a tank item, so I'll just put it on my tanks. And we are good to go. What else do we need to do? We have no gold, so we can't do too much, but maybe we could hit 10 portal if we get another portal emblem. That'd be pretty cool. We'd have to make it to this round, the carousel. Maybe there's a portal emblem there. We could play mages. We just need to add one more unit for mage. Probably would be Nami. Nami's an expensive unit, has nice utility. Maybe we don't get to see that because we lose this round. No, we win. Okay. Not bad. What is that? Oh, top 2. Top 2 is pretty good. Second place. Some people consider that a silver medal. Do we need to roll for anything? We could upgrade our bard. All right, sure. We'll roll for a bard. We could also get a charm. I'll just buy this one because we're kind of low on gold. It's another tank item. I could just drop it on my Galio. And we're facing off against the Eldritch player again. Do we want to like position any differently? I don't really think it makes that much of a difference, honestly. Maybe I move my Milio near my Rise or something, just so they like kind of hit the same targets. Milio doesn't do like that much damage. You could check here how much damage they're doing. Milio was 3rd in damage. I mean, that is a decent amount, but it's not like a insane amount. Mainly things are coming from Rise. And hopefully Rise does good stuff. There's no way we lose to a 1-cost carry, right? Okay, perfect. Maybe we win this game and I don't have to re-record this video. This is actually my first take, believe it or not. If we get a portal emblem here and get to 10 portal, we do just win the game. Almost guaranteed. Hopefully that happens. Ah, unlucky. There are other emblems there, but not a portal one. I'm gonna go for a Sunfire Cape. Sunfire Cape's good. It gives like an anti-heal effect, which is a utility effect, and I don't have that on my team yet. So it definitely is pretty useful. I'll drop that on Galio. They're better items, but maybe I could have put something on my Milio. Let's roll down. Let's try to get, gain a champion duplicator. We can't even afford it. All right, unless we sell something. I'll keep rolling. If you win next combat, gain 10 gold. We want to win now, not later. All right, sure. I'll buy that. We just need any combat buff because we're on our last life, so we can't be greeding our gold. That's why I did not like the gold augment there. Did they upgrade their team? No, there's still 7 Eldritch. We don't want them to hit 9 Eldritch or 10 Eldritch, and they don't want us to hit 10 Portal. That's kind of what's going on right now. Actually, we can't even get to 10 Portal because we need to be level 10 for that. So even if a Portal emblem showed up there, we would not have won. But hopefully we win this round. We win the next round. They're at 31 life. We dealt 15 damage to them. Oh no, don't tell me we deal 15 again and then they end up living. That'd be horrible. All right, let's roll for a charm. Gain a random portal champion. It's actually not that good unless it's Nora. We got Zoe. It's a 1 cost. We spent 2 gold for 1 gold. You know, sometimes charms give and sometimes charms take. So we definitely got taken from that time. Uh-oh, they got a 3-star Soraka. Does that even do anything? I honestly have no idea. I doubt it. It's a 3-cost 1-star with no items, and she is a mage sugarcraft. He's not running mage or sugarcraft, so I doubt it actually makes his team stronger. So hopefully that's a good sign for us. But obviously, as you get better and better, you play better and better opponents. If you lose, you play worse opponents. So as with most games nowadays, you play people similar to your skill level, more or less. Are we able to eke out a win? Holy cow, we won in the last round, so we didn't have to wait for the next neutral round. Potentially he gets something better, and we could potentially lose after that. So it was good that we finished off the game there. And I don't have to re-record this. Awesome. So hopefully this video kind of helped you all if you are a beginner in TFT or are returning to the game. There's a lot more to kind of look into. But I recommend going to bunnymuffins.lol/meta. You get all the top comps there. We have like a how to play section. We have the leveling pattern, item holders, how to play, what items to build on people, core units, augments that to take. And pretty much everyone has different stuff you want, or stuff to look out for. So definitely check out the website there. Also check out teamfight.lol. It's a great stats website. You could go to stats and like champions to see which champions are doing the best. It's also a decent way to learn. You could go to the database to see what everything does. You could click on like a Blitzcrank, be like, oh, Blitzcrank is a Vanguard. This is what Vanguards do. But most people probably would use it for the stats later on once they get a bit more advanced. But that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you all enjoyed this little tutorial on TFT. But apart from that, leave any questions that you have down in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. But I do come out with like a tier list every single Friday. So if you're ever confused on like what to do, that would be useful to kind of check out. But hopefully I will see you all in my future videos.